Now, I would hand over to Bharani. Bharani, any further questions or yeah?
Yeah, Sharath, absolutely. So while I understand that there are a lot of libraries and we have a lot of hyperparameters within each and every library, would you like to throw some light on the topic modeling techniques that we have?
Hmm. Okay, sure, Bharani. So when we talk about uh, topic modeling, right? So basically, what we're trying to do is at a very high level, I'll try to explain topic modeling. So when you get the text data, right, the data will contain a lot of information. So can I not break up that information into different topics, right? So that is how you have to see topic modeling concept. And when we talk about topic modeling, the first and foremost thing that you should think about is latent semantic analysis, LSA, which is also known as LSI, indexing, latent semantic indexing. Latent basically means hidden, and we are trying to extract hidden information. And for doing this, we will be able to use a library called LSI model, which comes from a package called Jensen. And this is one of the libraries that we can use for performing LSI modeling, which is very heavily used in content creation over websites and various articles that are written and all that. There's a huge science behind that. And when we talk about more advanced topics, then we have something called as LDA. LDA basically speaks about latent Dirichlet allocation, or we can also pronounce it as directly allocation. It's basically pronunciation. So LDA in short, latent Dirichlet allocation. This one also is a very interesting LDA, topic modeling. It also tries to capture the hidden information from all the text by splitting that and taking each token into specific topics. So it does the tokenization, post the tokenization based on the meaning that we will be able to extract from NER and post parts of speech tagging and all that. It will able to group the tokens into specific clusters, right? And each cluster will have specific meaning. So this is about the topic modeling. And if I may take the hat of an interviewer, I would want to ask more serious questions with respect to the sequential form of data that we have in textual text form of data. So there's this question on what kind of NLP algorithms we can apply on text data to perform more advanced speech recognition kind of algorithms, or like what we were talking about on generative chatbots. What kind of algorithms do you think will work on these advanced text content? Okay. Oh, okay. I see Bernie has dropped out. Okay. We'll wait for Bernie to join back. I'll try to basically talk about these things. So when we talk about the advanced concepts of NLP, right? So text mining is text data basically is a sequential data, right? So when we talk about the sequential data, by default, we will use the RNN models. RNN basically is called as Recurrent Neural Networks. Recurrent means it is trying to capture all the information that it has learned in the previous layer and try to pass on that information so that you don't have to add more weights. The same weights will actually propagate to the next layers also. right? Sequentially, the data is always lying. So for that sequence, we need to pass through that information so that by the end you come to, I mean, when you traverse through the sequence, when you come to the end of the sentence, you should not be able to, you should not forget the previous ones, right? Previous sequence of words. Because depending on the sequence, the next word will also come in. That's how the context is built. So RNNs and variants of RNNs are used specifically here with respect to dealing with these kind of sequential data. So yeah, we have Bharani joined back. Yeah, we understand, right? Net issues. Yeah. So my question was, Bharani, we are pressing for time. Maybe we can continue, but the question was, what kind of advanced algorithms we can use to process the sequential text data, which is obviously very huge. So
Yep.
can you throw some light?
Sure. Absolutely. So we have a lot of deep learning techniques which are used to handle text unstructured. Of course, text is unstructured only. We have a lot of deep learning techniques which exist. Let me share my screen. Probably I can write on the screen and explain. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Bharani, screen is visible.
So we have recurrent neural network. We have LSTM, long short-term memory. We have gated recurrent units. And within these, you have bi-directional. That means we have bi-directional RNN, bi-directional LSTM, bi-directional GRUs. And then we also have deep bidirectional RNNs, deep bidirectional LSTMs, deep bidirectional GRUs. We also have one-dimensional convolutional neural network, which is used to deal with textual data. It's very fast. And alongside these, we have now the world of transformers. And when it comes to transformers, we have BERT from Google. Then we have GPT from OpenAI. And then we have OPT from Facebook. Few of these are open source, a few of these are commercialized. But the point is, we are in the world of billion weights. And the world is now talking about trillion weights. Trillion parameters is what people are training their models on. And to train trillion weights would mean probably, billions of dollars. Until and unless we have huge funding from the governments and from the universities, this cannot be achieved. Of course, universities are once again funded by government. And these kind of models are revolutionizing the way we deal with text. And you'll simply be blown away when you look at these kind of advanced models. And people are also expecting these advanced techniques for senior roles. For roles where you get very high salaries, people are expecting knowledge of this. So of course, we train all of these things. And the knowledge of this will also help people deal with chatbots. Okay, and to build chatbots, we also have something called as RASA NLU, which is also famous, but certainly not as powerful as the transformer techniques. It's a world of transformers now. You have seen the movie pertaining to transformers. Now we have the algorithms pertaining to transformers. Amazing stuff, right? And all these can be reused. So all these can be reused, all these weights. And when you reuse weights, it's called as transfer learning or usage of pre-trained models. And this is going to be the future. If you want to be truly futuristic, These are the techniques that you have to focus upon. All right, friends, I think we have covered quite a ground with respect to text mining and NLP. And next week, when we connect on Monday, we'll have our interviewer also ready by then, Nitin. And Sharath and I will be playing the roles of interviewees, and we will try to include all of machine learning supervised learning techniques. And within those supervised learning techniques, we'll talk about classification models, regression models, ensemble models, and bunch of those. Until then, thank you so much. Please subscribe. Feel free to subscribe for the effort that we are putting in. That's the least that we expect. Please, word of mouth, circulate this, that the interview sessions would be continued, okay, throughout, on and on. Thank you all so much, friends.